The real difference. I am sure most of you have heard this story, but let us tell this to the kids to assure them of a brighter future. Anyways, there was a pack of wolves waiting for their next prey, and since they are impatient to wait for Jollibee delivery, they saw a hare calmly eating grass from a distance. Now the fastest and the proudest of the pack said to his friends, "Leave this to me. He is no match for me. I will run after that rabbit and I will eat him for my lunch." And so he did. Off he extends his powerful limbs in order to get to the rabbit's position as fast as he can. Of course, the rabbit saw that he is under attack, and so he ran away. The pursuit went on and on and on. Of course, the delivery from JFC Makiling came after many hours, and the rest of the wolves are laughing their hearts out because their leader cannot catch up with the rabbit. Exhausted, the wolf came back to the pack and grabbed the last bite of peach mango pie. "Sorry, John, he kinda ate your order." Amidst the resounding laughter and taunting of his friends, embarrassed, he managed to quip an excuse. "Don't laugh at me. There is a great difference between us two, which is the fundamental reason why I wasn't able to catch him. I was running for my lunch, but he was running for his life. Run the course, and not as if you are running for a meal or an extra fund for your date or a gift for your girl. Run as if everything in your life matters with every step you take, with every day at work. Act as if you are running for your life. Indeed, we all are." Day 67, 100 meaningful days. One discussion I had today was a lamentation of an older generation, or one person from an older generation, of the seeming lack of commitment of the current generation. Well, this is from 2016, so this was a note 4 years ago already. He said, "Everything now is about a price tag. Every service rendered has to be counted. Long gone are the days when we would stay and do our work even without attendance sheet and appearance certificate." To which I agreed, and is the reason why I always encourage my students never to count the cost, to work more than they are being paid for, and keep the payment of the universe or God or karma at bay for the interest to be bigger. Selfish in the long run. But truly, do the extra mile and do it without any thought of a recompense. Do it for the sake of goodness and let the world, karma, universe, elan vital, God reward you in other ways, through other means. Now, of course, on the other hand, as I have always said, we have been viewed the same by the generation before us, and they thought we will never go past our selfishness and pride and love of money. Maybe we didn't. But really now, I believe in this current generation. Who are we to say they are not idealistic? That they are not only after the money? That they are a shallow bunch? Let the years prove them well and make them better in their own eyes and the eyes of their predecessors. I believe in them, and I know that time will make them more mature and more selfless, more idealistic. As for me, I've always told my contemporaries, never ever compete with your subordinate or people who are younger than you. Let them grow taller than you. Let them go farther. Let them go little higher. Let them be wiser. If they make a mistake, let us correct them with great compassion and with great love. Edify without ostentation. Correct without anger. That's what the big guy said. I was referring to Thomas Aquinas. As a fitting note, I have a former student and now a friend and colleague who was recently promoted to Junior Assistant Manager for Sales in her bank, a position which I did not reach in all my 10 years in the bank, which she did in 3. and I would dare say following step by step my playbook. These stories thrill me continuously, and not only because they are considered by me as a family. It is because I know deep inside that wherever our young ones go, our students and kids and our real children, whatever they accomplish in life, they do so because we have inspired them without measure. And we will always be happy for them, even if their accomplishments seem little in their eyes. Just two perspectives of a rainy afternoon. Day 110, 365 meaningful days. Buddha sat under the Bodhi tree and became enlightened, achieving nirvana. Augustine of Hippo sat under the fig tree and wept for his sins, lamenting, "Let it be now." Christ was crucified under the tree and screamed, "Consummatum est." Judas picked a tree and hanged himself. It is not the tree. Deliver me from the road with a cypress tree. George Atento, 1990s, referencing Van Gogh's painting. No one, I think, is in my tree. I mean, it must be high or low. John Lennon, Strawberry Fields Forever. Today we attended a seminar with our CHED officials from Region 4A and some 100 or 150 representatives from various schools in Calabarzon. Work stuff. Anyway, seated at the middle of the huge AV hall of Perpetual Binyan, Miss Terry and I were musing at the many educators, half of whom spent more than half their entire lives in the academe. And I was wondering, will I be the same? Or better, am I on my way to doing the same? After some time, Miss Terry came back and told me somebody recognized her from the crowd, who turned out to be her teacher back in college. The lady was seated some tables away from us, and we were looking at her intently. Miss Terry said, "How could she have remembered me? I could not even remember her." She then remarked how the lady's face did not change and that she still looks the same. She did not age a bit. And I was like, of course teachers don't grow old. Silently I was saying to myself, look at me, I'm 120 years old and I only look 65. But all these for me has a deeper meaning. In all our lives we meet hundreds of people, thousands of them. And sure, in all our undertakings and saying hellos and goodbyes, we will never remember them all. But always we will have some impact in another person's lives. For teachers, this number grows beyond measure. For ordinary people, it will be small but just enough to change the world. For always, there will always be people looking up to you or listening to what you are saying. In this sense, all people are teachers in the grand classroom of life. Hence, be a good teacher. Remember our lessons and pass them to the generations after us. Be unto them not a great light, but a passer of light, lest we forget that the light is not from us, and that we are mere shadows who pass this but once. I hope that I have the sharpness of memory to remember the names of all my students, but even though I don't, I know that I will never forget all of them. They are not only my students, they teach me back, and that cycle, that has no end. Day 109, 365 meaningful days. This was in June of 2016. First public transport ride for ages and a free insight for Day 108, 365 meaningful days. I asked the jeepney driver, counting only 5 of us in the early Santa Rosa Turbina ride, how many passengers should you have in order to break even? And then he responded, "Huh? English?" Joke. Siyempre Tagalog tanong ko. He responded that the jeepney should always be full. I thought around 5 will do, but I forgot to factor in the fact that he does not own his jeepney and has to pay for boundary. It made me think, if he does not break even with only 5 passengers, why does he proceed? The answer is clear, because on the other side, across SLEX 10-12 kilometer run and toll fees and everything, he will get more passengers. He cannot stop, he has to go on. He should not count the small losses but rather focus on what will bring more revenues. In the same way, kids, you should not focus on small losses and hardships. Do not immediately look for returns. Don't count the cost. Rather, train your sights towards the future across your own SLEXs and tolls and 10-kilometer runs. Train your sights, imagine it if you must, so that you will appreciate the hardships of the present moment. That they exist in order to make you better. That they exist in order to train you for a higher position, for a better life. As Les Brown said, when you are little down, don't say I'm having a bad day. Say I'm having a character building day. Day 108, 365 meaningful days.